Hi everyone, welcome to Kimber Creations. It's me, Kim, and I'm here for one to show you kind of an idea of what you could possibly do with your packaging from like your Sizzix dies. And there's multiple things you can do with them, but I do have an idea here that I've been working on in and out of things. And then also just to kind of um, let you know what's been going on with our family life for those that are interested. And some of you already know some of this if you are friends with me on Facebook. So this is just kind of a recap of what's been transpiring around here. But my dad has been for quite some time dealing with severe back pain, and the doctors just really, I don't know if they just didn't know what it was, or if they, I don't know. I don't want to speak badly of the doctors, but they just never at that point had found the source or whatever. So Friday, this past Friday, he had went in to get an MRI. And then Saturday morning, he woke up and once again in such severe pain he couldn't handle it any longer. So Mom rushed him back up to the hospital, which that was like the fourth time in a short amount of time frame that he had been in the hospital, and they just would give him pain meds and send him home. Well, this time they kept him. And then late Sunday evening, they decided to transport him to another hospital about 30 minutes or so away from where he initially was. And they went ahead Monday, did back surgery because it had something to do with his disc or a couple discs. I'm not really sure that way. I wasn't able to go see him when he was at the first hospital just because at that point I was still coughing and hacking pretty bad, and just didn't want to take anything in or catch anything more on top of my cold issues. But then when we found out that Monday he was for sure having a surgery, we went up to see him. We didn't make it up before he went in, but were able to see him afterwards once they got him back in his room and recovered and everything. As far as the back pain, it's kind of a miracle type deal, I feel, is that he doesn't seem to have any back pain like he did before surgery. And I mean, he's still in discomfort, obviously, from the surgery part of it, but the pain that he was having, he no longer has. So that's a praise and a blessing. And he actually got to come home yesterday or last evening. Mom and another family member brought him home. And so the other wild news, crazy news, is that on our way home from seeing him Monday evening, we were in an automobile accident with a deer. And thank goodness nobody else was involved, but it shook us up more so than Dave, I think, because he saw it happening. And of course there wasn't anything he could do, and I don't know, I was looking down and then all I remember, because I kind of blacked out for a little bit, I just remember looking up and saw a deer, and then the next thing I remember is kind of coming to and pretty shook up and really sore on my right side. both airbags went off. We weren't hit by them because the seatbelts locked into place um, and really snug up close to us, I guess is the best way I could describe it. But everybody's fine. But we did decide to go in to the ER for me just because of the amount of pain that I was having in my arm and shoulder area, and at that time too, my head. I just didn't feel real well after that, and I was, like I said, I was pretty shook up about everything. And so they took x-rays and everything, and I'm fine. No fractures, no broken bones or anything that way, just bruising and a little bit of whiplash, but doing much better today. Although the truck, we don't know the complete damage yet until the insurance comes and gets it to their yard and does more of a deep investigation type thing or whatever. But from the looks of it, from what we can see, it doesn't look really all that bad, but we don't know like the damage on the inside, like the grill, how far it might have messed up things with, the engine or something. Don't really know that way, but it was a 4-point buck from what I've been told, whatever all that means. I'm not a hunter, so I don't really, from what hubby said, it was a nice sized deer, but praise God that no one was severely hurt, and especially it didn't involve any other vehicles. So we are very blessed by that. And I look at it this way, that things can be replaced, people can't. And so, life goes on, and we'll get through it. So that, enough of all that. I'm sorry. I just wanted to let all you know, I guess, for whatever reason, what's been going on. And so we'll get to this idea. There's many more ideas I'd like to share with you, but this is the quickest one that I have done. So, you get your big Sizzix dies things, and you've got all these containers, or at least I keep them because you can always use them for whatever. So what I started doing with some of mine is I was horsing around one day, and where you want to create, but you don't, have the energy when you're sick to really create. So I just was sitting around, and I started putting washi tape on them just to decorate them up a little bit. And if you're like me and you have a lot of die cuts, when you're cutting things out or things that way, and then you start accumulating piles of them, what I did is I started using these containers then as storage. Like in here, I have a whole bunch of hearts, and this one's just a bunch of shapes, and so forth. So, and there's like, this is all tea and coffee themed because I had a bunch of that left from projects. And then this one, I have a whole bunch of butterflies in there. So there's an idea. I have more ideas to come when I get a chance to sit down and actually create. So thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed and would like to, I would really appreciate it, and come along for the ride. And we will talk to you all later. Thanks, and have a blessed day.